Hello everyone, Pranav here. Welcome back to my channel Meera. Namaste आप सभी को. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing fantastic as always. So today I'm going to talk about education or studies. And today I'm going to share with you 3 tips which will ensure that you are studying more effectively and scoring well in your exam. But is that okay if I share with you my journey, my story, and what gives me the right to share these tips with you? So, my story is like quite simple. I was never a studious guy, like, I was a backbencher to be honest, but still, I managed to score 98th percentile in SPZAT exam, which is a global management program offered by SPJAN, and I got selected for Dubai in marketing. So, how does I transformed myself from just a backbencher who's scoring only 35 to 40% marks to 98 percentile? Like, either I was working too hard or I was working smartly. In either case, it's true because I was also working hard and I was trying everything that which will ensure that my effectiveness and my productivity is getting better and better. So I use some tricks as well. So is it okay I share with you about these 3 tips which I followed in my life? Like before I share with you those 3 golden tips, let me talk about an important topic first. What is intelligence? What is intelligence? Do let me know in the comment section about your viewpoints about intelligence. And who do you think is intelligent? For me, if I have to share my personal view on this, I believe no one is intelligent. Get this thing out of your brain that if somebody is scoring well, then he or she is more intelligent and you are dumb. Take this thing out of your mind. And even if you believe that you are intelligent, then you are intelligent in your own field. Like, for example, you can be a CA, MBA, doctor, engineer, or an architecture. Like, you are intelligent in your own field. If an architecture guy go to an MBA or finance background and try to do its job, what do you think people will tell him? People will laugh at him. And at the same time, what will happen if a finance guy from MBA goes to an architecture in the site and see and guide people that do this, do that? How would that be look like? Just think of it. It's a moronic idea, right? So even if you are intelligent, you are at your level of intelligence where you are expert in your own field. So don't judge yourself or don't judge anyone that I am less intelligent or he or she is more intelligent, because no one is completely intelligent. I know I'm challenging your ideology or intelligence with this, but this is a truth which I believe is to be true. You can share your viewpoint in the comment section too. I am open to interact with all of you because I believe that not everybody is expert of everything. Like for example, if I have to take, then I hope that everybody is aware of Steve Jobs. In an interview, he said that he was suffering from a pancreatic cancer, but he didn't knew what is pancreas. Like Steve Jobs, CEO, founder and chairman of Apple, didn't knew what is pancreas. So this itself shows a lot. Like I have proved enough with this example that not everybody is intelligent in every field. They are intelligent in their own field only. So ask any student who is intelligent. Anybody will say that the person who tops is more intelligent than us. And according to society, the person who scores the most is intelligent. It's like the same. Like everybody who knows everything is intelligent, because in our school days there are multiple subjects from different backgrounds. We had arts, history and geography, science, biology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and commerce, economics, accountancy. Like we have to go through so much, and after our secondary it gets divided, but still till secondary or matric exam we have to go through all the subjects. Now answer my question: who scored the most? The person who get maximum questions correct scores the most, right? So here is an amazing tip, a golden tip for all of you, and I have followed this every single time because I never used to study during my break or vacations. I always used to study during exams only. So I followed this thing every single exam and I got decent score, I can say. So solve last 10 years paper. Now you guys might be wondering, 10 years paper, oh come on, I know about all these things. And these things are done by those people who don't study at all, like people like me, for an example. But if you ask any postgraduate, like he can be a CA, MBA, CFA, IIT, engineer, like architecture, anybody who has topped the exam, they have some time or other have completed their last 10 years. The reason being, there are some topic in every subject whose weightage is a lot more, and the last 10 years question paper depicts the same. If you go through the last 10 years and go through step by revising and understanding the concept and reading them meticulously, then I can assure you your major chunk of the syllabus will get over. And I am not at all asking you to cram and puke, because that's not possible. And even if you do that, that will be for short term. If you want to take it long term, then read meticulously and understand everything. And once you've done your smart work by solving the 10 years question, and still you feel that you need to do a lot more and need to cover other part, then cover the other part of the syllabus. The best part about solving last 10 years paper is, if you're left with some time, go for other syllabus. And even if you don't have time left, the major portion of your syllabus is being covered already. So isn't it amazing? So you don't have to worry about your exams at all. The second tip which I can give you is to categorize your syllabus, like keeping one type of question at one side, and with that you can do with multiple sections. Let's take an example. In accountancy, there are multiple chapters like double entry bookkeeping, single entry bookkeeping, journal, ledger, trial balance, partnership accounts, and multiple stuff. There are many things that are involved, and in every chapter there are certain adjustments which we need to go through. So what I used to do is, even you can also implement, because it's super effective, that I know that in this chapter there are 3 kind of variation which I can find out. So for each variation, what I will do is I will practice 20 questions each from each variation. So 3 variations, 20 questions each, and I will do that for every single chapter in accountancy. That will make sure that I am expert of that concept at least. And of course, it is impossible if we are doing balance sheets and final account, because it takes hell lot of time. But still, you guys can practice at least 10 questions for final account, because it requires practice and speed to do the sums in time. So it's not just only limited to accountancy. You can do this for any subject, like any particular subject, any topic, be it theory, practical. And you just need to make sure that you're practicing only 20 questions per topic, because don't overburden yourself, because sometimes it's quite overwhelming to our mind as well. And if you find time after covering all the concepts and variations and doing 20 questions each, then don't shift and go for extra 20 more questions. Just keep on practicing this 20 questions which you have done. That will ensure your consistency and your effectiveness in that particular topic. Now the final tip which I want to give you is about condensing your syllabus. So why I want you to do this? The reason is very simple, because after the end of the syllabus, I don't want you to say that I don't remember all these things. Rather, it should be like, oh, this topic I've read in this chapter, so I'm confident about that thing. So how does that happen? So I can give you certain things. What you can do is, you can make notes on your book. Now people will say that I don't want to make my book dirty, and if I write on my book it will look like so clumsy, and people will say, what are you doing, you're wasting your book and something. Guys, believe me, it doesn't matter. Because if you do this, what will happen is, whenever you will open the chapter of any subject you want, what will happen is that sticky notes will make sure that you have read that already, and you have to just go through those things, which will give you an extra amount of confidence that yes, I have went through it, now I just need to revise it. So that will give you a trigger, a push, a more confidence during your exam times. So don't think about what people will say and my book will look dirty. It doesn't matter at all, because I know this thing will definitely help you a lot. So since you've organized your education now, since you've organized your timetable, your studies, which means there is assurance of success. So, but I want to give you a bonus tip here. Like, I want you to hear from you guys that how many of you feel stressed out during your exam times? That you're too much stressed about your exam, or how many of you don't even feel stress during your exams? Or the third condition is you are just chilling and hanging around with your friends and doing other stuff just because exams are too far. All three cases are good at their place, and all these three cases are worse at their case, because if you're too stressed during your exam time, then which means you're not focusing on your exam, rather you're thinking about what is going to happen. Am I going to score well or something, or I have a fear that I might not screw up my exam. All these things screw our mind, and then ending up our exam to get completely screwed. That's the one thing. Second is, like, if you're too chilled, like exam is too far, I'll do it later. Even that's bad, because days will pass by and you will think, like, I'll do it tomorrow, do it tomorrow, do it tomorrow, and that tomorrow will never come. And at the end, you will start stressing out again during your exam time. So have a balance game. Like, if you are too much stressed, then chill out, give yourself some space and time, and do something which you like, and then start studying again. And if you are have a lot of time before your exam, then I suggest you at least study 30 minutes a day, so that during your exam time you don't have to worry about anything. And if you guys want me to make a video on tips like how to study effectively, then I would love to make a video on that, and do let me know in the comment section about it. So this is pretty much about the video today. These are the 3 tips which I wanted to address to you guys, which has helped me a lot, and I'm sure that this will going to help you a lot as well. So thank you so much guys for tuning in today and watching my video. If you guys feel that I was able to add value, then do like this video, share it with your friends and family, and do let me know in the comment section where you guys are tuning in from and what career path are you on. It's amazing to know those things. And I'll see you again with an amazing video. Till then, I hope that you will have a smashing week ahead. Mera namaste aap sabhi.